Hey, what's going on, guys? I don't really know. I didn't really plan the video, so I'm just kind of flowing with it. But I was just sitting here doing some studying. I'm reading this book right now, Brain Food. Pretty good book. And yeah, I was just thinking about the changing point in my life when I actually started leaning in to the calling Christ was calling me, the person Christ was calling me to be, Jesus Christ. When I actually started turning my attention and my focus on Him and truly leaning into that and not pushing it to the wayside and actually not, just actually changing the things I did, from what I would eat to what I would listen to the activities I would do to the people I would hang out with. When I actually started actively living that lifestyle, and after fully giving into that and knowing who I wanted to follow and what kind of man, even what kind of God-fearing man I wanted to become, was when I really saw the true changes in my life. That's when. And that being said, that didn't mean that it was all perfect rainbows and sunshine once I made that innate decision. But as it's written, a righteous man falls 7 times and gets up, and a wicked man falls into mischief. So you just gotta keep getting up, as I did, keep getting up and keep trying. And as you go forward, you soon start to realize, almost like chasing a sunrise, although it seems like you're not quite getting there, you turn around and look back and you can see how far you've come. So, you have to have your North Star. And then there's a lot of good, and there's a lot of good books, a lot of good authors that I enjoy reading. A lot of self-help books, personal growth. But when I started actively implementing the lessons, the beliefs, the structures, how we should actually be living and treating people, what Jesus was trying to teach from the Bible, those lessons, and put it into practice, is when I saw the true transformation in my life, from how I would view the world, from how I was viewing people, from how I was viewing myself. These things were deep, hidden, and embedded in the negative connotations of how we view ourselves, and it's something we all need to look into. And I say this truthfully and wholeheartedly, is when I started to lean into and accept Jesus and truly study and look through the Bible and see what He was trying to teach and live how He wanted us to live, is when I saw the true transformations, from blessings from my surroundings. I used to live in Section 8 housing, working on these different jobs, to now owning my own business, to blessed with a niece now, having a family come together. My little, one of my brothers saved from the snares of just drug addiction, as myself saved from the snares of alcohol addiction and just that kind of lifestyle. So there's a lot to be thankful for, and none of these things could have been possible without Jesus' hands in my life. And it was in the quiet moments, when you say those silent prayers, when you're in your room or at night or when no one's actually watching. And I'm speaking on them now to just make it a revelation of those things do come to fruition. When in your heart you do believe that He can answer your prayers and He can change your life for the better, and that He has a hand in your life, is when you're going to see those fundamental changes. So I encourage all of you, if you feel lost, if you feel like you don't know which way you're going in life, if you don't know your path, lean into Christ, lean into Jesus, and He will make your path straight. He'll open up that way. He'll open up that door. And even if you can't understand Him, because He comprehends and thinks of things from a whole nother understanding that we can't comprehend, life will work itself out for you. And you just got to have faith. You got to hold on. It could be a year, it could be a couple years, it could be a month, it could be a couple months, couple weeks, who knows? But when you're ready, God will know. You just can't lose faith. You know, God knows who's going to be, who's going to have an ear to hear and hear his calling, hear his lessons, and he's going to lean into you as you lean into him. He's always there waiting for all of us. It's just most of us, and a lot of us, are not really turning our attention where it should be, because we want most of the things in this world, money, riches, success, these things. But that's not what our focus should be on, because those are just goals that come and go. This world comes and goes. I'm coming and going. So we have focus on Christ and other afterlife things, and that abundance, and getting our path straight. That's going to bring a more fruitful life, a more fruitful existence, a more fruitful experience in life. And who knows, sometimes if that's meant to be your path and your calling, and if you're doing your due diligence, doing your work, and you have a positive message to put out there, you might end up with all the other things, and everything else will be added onto you. Seek first the kingdom of heaven. So that's what we need to seek first, is the kingdom of heaven. And we shouldn't be worrying about everything else. We all go through that phase though, because that's how we all have been indoctrinated by life, society, schools, all these different things. But we must seek first the kingdom of heaven. Don't worry about the other stuff, and that takes practice. It's just like going to the gym consistently takes practice. Doing something like that, leaning into a holy life takes practice. But then the more you lean into it, the more you put your foot into that cold water and keep putting in more and more and more, you get adjusted to the temperature and becomes lukewarm. And then it's more bearable. So yeah, that's just my message for today. Just lean in, guys. Have faith, hold strong. No matter the darkest place you're in, just seek Jesus, and everything will work itself out. And the key thing is to have faith, and don't give up. And you'll make a way.